Alright, so in front of you, you will see the same exact sample set of minerals that you have and that you've been working with over the last couple of days. All 13 you guys were assigned to attempt to identify given the characteristics that we test, like color, luster, cleavage, streak, hardness, those ones. And now I'm going to actually give you the accepted values of each. Okay, now yours may look slightly different, but again, after I go through the characteristics and talk about each, you should be able to identify which is which in your kit. Okay, the purpose of that is so that you guys will then be able to go through and have the accepted values for the mineral characteristics that you will actually be creating profiles for. And that will be explained again more in detail down the road. These profiles that you're going to be creating will essentially end up becoming part of your final project. So without further ado, I'm just going to go through these different types of minerals. First one looks like this. Okay, again, I can feel with my hands, it feels kind of slippery, kind of greasy. I notice right away I can scratch it fairly easy with my fingernail. Okay, no set plane of cleavage, so this one is called talc, T-A-L-C. Usually used in talcum powder, very, very soft mineral. Now, a mineral pretty similar to that is this one. Okay, now you see right away there is vertical planes of cleavage on this. Again, another one that I'm very easily, I'm very easily able to scratch. Okay, and I can feel it scratching on my thumbnail. So the vertical planes plus the white color, white streak, very easy to scratch, helps me know that this mineral here, okay, is gypsum, G-Y-P-S-U-M. Going through, and we'll just stay true to these white or clear minerals. One that people typically mistake gypsum, talc, and calcite with, or halite with, is this one. This is calcite. Okay, now this one again, I rub with my fingernail. I actually cannot scratch this one. Okay, and then the other thing that I look at right away, when I put it on its side, it looks like a squished box. Okay, so this one actually has 3 planes of cleavage, and that's the big key identifier to this one, is that it looks like squished boxes. Sometimes this looks brown, sometimes this looks black actually, but it will always have a white streak. This mineral is calcite, C-A-L-C-I-T-E. Very recognizable mineral in your kit. Again, white streak. Okay, I am not able to scratch this one with my fingernail. Okay, and it definitely has cleavage again, but this one is as a box. It's not a squished box. This one is called halite, H-A-L-I-T-E. Probably the most recognizable in your kit. Very, very hard, sparkly, looks like gold because it is actually called fool's gold. Okay, that's the nickname of it. This has an official name of pyrite, P-Y-R-I-T-E. Pyrite's very hard. Pyrite will scratch glass actually, and those of you that have tried it have noticed that when you scratch glass with it, you can really feel the glass scratching. Very characteristic mineral in your kit again. The yellow one, okay. This one has a defining characteristic other than yellow. You're able to scratch it. It's got a yellowish streak. It smells, okay. Most of you were able to actually figure out what it was. S-U-L-P-H-U-R, sulfur. Some people spell it with an F. I'm not overly concerned with how you spell it as long as you're able to identify it. Here's another one. This one is sometimes purple in color, sometimes blue in color. This one's kind of aqua in color. The back of the rock looks very different than the front of the rock. That's just this particular sample. But the mineral that we're looking at here is called fluorite, F-L-U-O-R-I-T-E. Now this is one, it's in between the hardness of a penny and the glass. So it's between 3.5 and 5.5. And I know that because if I take this thing and I try to scratch glass with it, I'll notice that it looks like the glass is actually scratching. But in reality, what's happening is this mineral is getting wiped off on the glass, and the glass is showing this mineral on it. So the glass is harder than this 3.5 to 5.5. That would be fluorite. This one here, this is called olivine, okay? Green like olives. Now, this actually has a surprising streak color to it, okay? When you scratch it on a plate, again, you'll notice that it is a white streak. O-L-I-V-I-N-E. Now, this mineral is relatively hard. Can't scratch it with a penny, and I believe that it's just barely under the hardness of the glass. This is like 5 on the Mohs hardness scale. Not able to scratch glass, but again, noticeably hard on that. Next one, and a lot of samples look pretty similar to this one. Okay, this is real dark black. There are some kind of hints of green in it depending on your sample. You'll notice when you hold this, this is pretty heavy. Okay, that's because it's very full of iron. The difference between this and your olivine, again, these two samples are pretty different in color, but sometimes you'll have them looking pretty similar. This one actually is attracted to a magnet. This one is not. So this one's heavy because it has so much iron in it. This is called augite. A-U-G-I-T-E. Okay. Moving on. Probably one of the most recognizable minerals in your kit is this flat one. If you look at it, this flat one again definitely has planes of cleavage or predictable ways that it will crack, because you can actually peel it off like so. Low soft or soft on the hardness scale is somewhere underneath the penny, and actually if you scratch it, you'll notice you can very easily scratch it with your fingernail again. So this is even underneath the hardness of my fingernail. Okay, this is called biotite mica. Okay. Now, another one that's pretty characteristic, pretty easy to identify. This is copper in its simplest form. This is in its mineral form, so it's actually, this is like what you would find in the ground. This is simply copper, same stuff pennies are made out of, so obviously if you try to scratch this with a penny, it would be the same hardness. Okay. Again, probably the most characteristic of it that we recognize is its actual color. We have 2 left to go. This one here looks kind of rusty, real heavy again, magnetic, has iron in it. Okay, and actually this is naturally magnetic. If I had something to attract this to, you would find that this is, like I said, naturally magnetic. We call this magnetite, M-A-G-N-I-T-I-T-E. The other thing that it can and has been called, and if you named it this, we'll also accept it, hematite. Again, very similar minerals. I'll accept that answer for both of those. And then the last one, this one's kind of cool. It looks like granite, okay, and it's actually all the same mineral, but what this is willemite, W-I-L-L-E-M-I-T-E. Okay, different samples look very, very different, but again, you get the speckling, and there are some minerals, this mineral particular, if you took a black light, this mineral would glow, okay, or portions of it would glow. Okay, so these are your 13 minerals. Depending on what kit you have, some of them may have had 12, but either 12 or 13 minerals. What your job now to do is going to go ahead and go online, use the sheets that you guys have been given, and test hardness, streak, color, cleavage, and just tell me yes or no. Metallic, is it non-metallic or metallic? And then any other special characteristics, things like it's magnetic, it smells like eggs, something like that. Okay, but again, these are all research now. So we tested these on our other sheet, the one that you guys made up fake names to. Now that we have the actual real names to these, I want you to research this, because this is the information that's going to be used to create your profiles. Okay, so again, use these accepted names, research these accepted hardnesses, streaks, colors, cleavages, etc., and use that for your preliminary research on your final project. Hopefully that explains more. If you guys have any questions, again, like always, email and we will get in contact. But these are your 13 minerals that will be used on your project.